Sorry, I'm now going to record. We just had a weird session. I'm older than I'd like to admit, but this is what I have to say about that. Whoop! With that factor. See, I always throw a whoop to make me sound a little bit younger. One of these days, I'm also going to make sure that I'm wearing my clothes so that you can see my boxers, because evidently that is cool.
No, it's not.
Do you know where that started?
So, if you see me walking around, someone going, "What up?" chunking the deuce, you know it's Math Man 1024. You better watch out when I'm knocking at your door. I'm bringing. Bringing math problems, so son, you better run. But once you learn how to do them, you'll have some fun. So when I take this guy, would it factor? Oh, I don't know. I see a GCF. What? A GCF? What? Take out your GCF first. What? GCF of 3. Yeah, you know me. That is x squared plus 4x, and then minus what? I'll do the math for you. That's 10. Way to jump in there.
You're welcome.
Now, if I'm trying to solve this guy by factoring, does he break down any further? No! This isn't helpful. The factors of 10 are 5 and 2. That's not going to give me 4. This does not factor. How about the square root property? No, it doesn't work either. How about completing the square? Amy's looking at it. She's thinking. She's thinking. What's your decision? Oui or no?
No.
Yeah. You know why it's great to complete the square here? Number 1, you got 1, x squared. Number 2, what kind of coefficient do you have for x? Even, which means it's going to be really easy to do what?
Divide by 2 squared.
Divide by 2 squared. What? Okay, they didn't respond. Weak. Now, here, do I need the 3? Is the 3 important here? No, because you would have divided both sides by 3 anyway. So if I take x squared plus 4x, I move the 10 to the other side. Right? The 3 does not give me a solution. It's a common factor. You can divide both sides by 3. Your job here is to figure out what must I add to both sides. Now, we've already talked about this. We want to add something so that I get a square. What is the number that I'm going to have to put in the factor form? What's half of this guy?
2.
Positive 2. What happens when you square it?
4.
So I'm adding 4 to both sides. Do you all agree?
Yes.
So x plus 2 squared equals 14. Why was I trying to create a square?
Because you're awesome.
So I know I'm awesome. Thank you. I want to use the square root property. Right?
Maybe.
I create a square so I can use the square root property. And when I finish this, I get that x plus 2 equals what?
Plus or minus the square root of 14.
Am I done with this? Can I just leave this answer and walk away?
No.
No, you can bring. You can
You can
break
move that 2 over.
2.
Move that 2 over. So x equals what?
Negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 14.
Negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 14. 14 doesn't break down any further. Sad little number right there.
This is a good class.
Wait a minute, Mr. Craig.
So you just drop the 3 just like that? Just all 4?
Here's what I'm doing I'm doing up here. If I divide both sides by 3, it goes away. What's your question?
Okay, so basically you did all that to show us that that you can't. Well, we had to do that to get that answer, right?
I completed the square because I could. What is the method of last resort? The method of last resort is the quadratic formula. I could have solved this guy using the quadratic formula, but most of the time it's more work.
I mean, but what I'm saying is that we had to factor it out in order to get it to that form. So when you said
Actually, no.
So you always look for the
No.
GCF?
Let me always look for the GCF. Even if you're doing the quadratic formula, it'll make things easier. But suppose you didn't.